That's a wrap, bro. That's a wrap. Like, I ain't even gonna hold you. It was a little struggle today. I guess because I be going at night. I got a couple hours of sleep and I was up last night sorting out stuff for my kids and whatnot. But it's like, I embrace the struggle, which I try to teach my kids right now, to embrace the struggle. You gotta embrace it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta embrace the struggle. Because life is always gonna be a struggle. Like, you're not gonna just wake up one day, the perfect wife, have the perfect job, have the perfect living arrangement, and then that's it for life. Like, you're good, you're set, that's it, this is it. No, it's always gonna be things that pop up, and what's gonna make you who you are is how you adapt to them and how you take on battles front and center. You know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna make you you. So I'm a little hungry right now, but I don't eat till 12. I know a lot of people are against that, but I'm very big on intermittent fasting, because I don't like trying to, even though it's early, sitting there trying to break food down all day. And I don't even believe in the first thing that you eat is like some big solid shit. Like, it should be something very light, a juice preferably, smoothie preferably. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I prefer. Might make a nice little carrot, orange, pineapple mixture. That sounds good. Carrot, pineapple, orange sound good. This water. Ooh, you know when that water sit in the car? So lately, I've been listening to a lot of like podcasts, and I've never been a fan of podcasts. But I guess it's because of how I was exposed to podcasting. I always viewed it as just like gossip, talking about celebrities, so I was like, it's turned good. But getting into podcasts, I've been learning things and finding things, learning information that I never had, and getting interested into things that when I was a child I kind of liked, but it's like nobody was around to nurture that. Growing up in the inner city, I always wanted to hunt and do shit like that, which is weird because I don't know any person that I want to go hunting, but I always found it cool. And my mom's, she was big on like, which she doesn't even know about her having such a disdain for it. It just made me go to it more, but go to it in the wrong way, right? So my mom's, like, when I was young, I wasn't even allowed to play with water guns, right? That sounds crazy, like it's not that serious, but I wasn't even allowed to play with water guns. Just because it's the shape of a gun, it's the symbol of a gun. So games, anything with a gun, just because my mom didn't want me to be like my pops and whatnot. And he had like a thing for guns from what I hear. Well, from what I know now, still, because I see him with some machine shit not long. Anyways, so it made me go about acquiring guns without really learning and knowing about guns in the wrong way young. You know, the first time I shot a gun, I was going to my freshman year of high school, and an older dude around my way, he just had one. So around my way, I haven't always been like David, right? I've always kind of been like Cat's son, or little G.I. West nephew, you feel me? So kind of a lot of people really fuck with me. Older people will fuck with me for that. And they always be like, yo, don't tell your moms I did this with you. You know what I mean? Giving me weed at like 13. And I'm not promoting this. It's not good. I'm just telling you where I got to where I got to. And so I used my first revolver. And if I'm going into my freshman year, I think I'm like 14 years old. It was like a week. It was like the last week right before I start school. And my birthday's in August, so I probably think I'm just turning 14. And I mean, in New York City, guns is like, you know what I'm saying? You get caught with a ratchet, you can't carry. Like, this is not Texas or something like, or one of those places. New York give you the hammer real quick for a ratchet. So just the adrenaline rush to bust the shit in the air, you know what I'm saying? It's like unimaginable feeling. And then I always been into like shooting games and shit of that nature. So now getting into podcasts like Order a Man, which I love, because it's just showing me a different side of things. Hearing about hunting, like just how, and hearing about how guns is not such a bad thing. You know, it's not guns that kill people, it's people that kill people. You know, and just even understanding that thing. You know what I mean? Just understanding that. So it's just been great, you know, because it's like it just gives you so much to look forward to, things to get into, like, you know what I mean? Like growing up, I was always into boxing, you know, and then I was just working out last month with my dude Clever, and he pulled out the gloves and he was, you know, showing me some stuff, and it just felt good, because it felt good working out like that again. I haven't done that since we was a teen, and it brings you back, you know, just thinking about who you are before the world tries to tell you who you are, or the things you love, you know, like kind of being that man-child. Again, you know, you got to think back sometimes, like who you was at 10, like what did you like doing, who did you want to be, and because like whatever you wanted when you were like 10 and you seen for yourself as an adult, if you acquire that as an adult, that's success. Like, you know, if you wanted to just, like if you was young and you always wanted all of your favorite comics and have it all set up and have an ill collection and have this like ill room with all your cool stuff in your house as a father with your kids and playing games and all that, if you have that, you got success, bro. You know, that's your success. And I think that's why people start going through crisis, midlife crisis. And these days, people going through young midlife crisis. Because, like, they don't know themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like no matter how old you are, if you're still dreaming and looking forward to things and planning things and not spending your time rewinding, watching the tape, you're young. Because if you're just sitting around reminiscing all day, that's why I can't be around people. That's why sometimes it's hard to be around people I knew or people from my old neighborhood, because all they want to do is reminisce and tell old stories. And it's like, that's kind of like when you're at your end, you feel like life is almost over. You feel like it's like you're not looking forward to anything. Like, I still dream, you know, I still think about, I still envision my future. Like, envision, even no matter where I'm at now, I still envision more. I envision more for myself, you know. Um, so yeah, be that man child. You gotta be that man child. You know what I mean? If you just always want to be a great father. I know for me, from young, I knew I was gonna be a father. I knew I wanted to be a father, and I knew I was gonna be the best father. And I knew that everything that, like, it's a gift and a curse, because my father kind of showed me all the things not to do and how did it affect you. So maybe if he was good, I wouldn't know. I might just do certain things different and not understand the effects, but I understand all the effects. I understand how everything affects a child because I went through it. I know that feeling, you know. Like, I have a thing with, like, I know people break up and it's not always the situation they wanted. You know, they want to be together, but sometimes couples break up with children, and both are so quick to date and introduce and bring in a new person as like the second parent, as the third parent. And I'm like totally against that. Like, your child does not need to, you know, they're like, oh, you need to meet my child, I guess, before it gets deep. And but it's very hard because, I mean, I'm a child that grew up watching my mother like kind of date young, you know. My father left me at just turning 3, maybe. I think I was just turning 3. So like, to my knowledge, my mom is always single. So I watch men come in and talk to her, and I might start liking somebody, then I just don't see them for mad long, and I don't know what the fuck happened. Now, this didn't happen a lot, but I know how that affected. I know how it made me feel. You know, just the person. You know, it's like the person, they come in and they. That's why I'm probably big on. I don't like gifts and receiving things now, cause like when I was young, a lot of the dudes, they would like do all the cool shit, bring me like wrestling toy, dude, you know, da 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 da. And that was cool as shit, but then I just don't see them no more. And it'd be like, it's only like 2, 3 people. It's only like 2 people. But you gotta understand, my mom was single from when I was like 3. So it's like you get this attachment to somebody. So that's why I say, like, have some discernment when you start dating and you want to introduce them. And in this era, in these days, females try to already find the next dad and just bring him in. Guys too, they be rude with it. Just start bringing the next girl, and then just, I feel like it's not necessary. It isn't. It really isn't necessary to do all of that. I'm going into all different types of shit, but that's usually how my mind works. It's very, you know what I mean. Had a good ass workout, woke up in the same shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Push the limit. Y'all gotta stop thinking the gym is for friends and all of that too, man. Like, nah, let me not say it like that. Like, I love socializing with people, but sometimes, like, all that keen, man, I come here to work out, get the pump. I come here to get this pump and be gone, bro. Like, I don't have time to, like, just be chatting. Like, some people come in their little groups, 4 or 5 people, and it's like, you do a set, and you go and you do a set. By the time, like, you've been like 5 minutes before the first guy had his set, like, you losing the pump. Like, let's go, the adrenaline going. That's why it's like, I'm all for a workout partner, but somebody's gonna keep up and have the same intensity as me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not looking for a boys club. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up with a lot of friends. I'm not really looking for any more. You know what I mean? looking for, if I could have a brotherhood, that's great. You know what I mean? Of other high achievers, but high achievers attract high achievers. So it's like, I know my tribe when I see one. I know a man of my tribe when I see one. You know what I'm saying? Basically. But let me get into this food. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to eat and whatnot.